What's up, everyone? I'm Brian Wyatt from Be Easy Graphics, back with another Wednesday Wisdom video. Today, we're talking about the psychology of color, how to determine how people really feel about your brand. So if you're just joining the live video, you know the deal. Go ahead and comment down below. Drop a link to your business, to your brand. Drop some links to your social media, wherever it is that we can connect. And let's talk about how people really feel about your brand. If you haven't figured it out already, color means something. Color means something to everyone, especially to those who can see it, okay? And if they can see it, color invokes emotion. And there's a certain way that you might want people to feel about your brand, and there's a certain way that they might want to feel too. But if you want to navigate that experience and curate that experience, then you need to know the psychology of color. And we're gonna talk about it today. So go ahead and like this video, share and comment down below. Let me know who is watching so we can get you engaged and talk to you about the psychology of color and how you can use it to get more customers and clients for your brand. All right, so check in the comments. Let me know who's watching so I know that I'm not talking to myself. Although I don't mind, I have all kinds of conversations with myself. And no, it doesn't mean that I'm crazy. It just means that I'm very self-aware. I know that I'm here. Right? So I encourage myself, I motivate myself, and I want to encourage and motivate you to do the same. Okay? Do the same. Pump yourself up, hype yourself up, because you can push through this pandemic. You can grow and scale your business. You can make millions of dollars, all a matter of mindset. And one of the things that we're talking about today is how color affects your mindset. So if you're not sure, right, if you're not sure how to use color in design in order to create a visual experience, a tailored and personalized visual experience, check in the comments. Let me know who you are. Tag them in your business. So we're going to talk about how people really feel about your brand when they see it, right? What do they feel? What are some of the things that they experience visually when they're interacting with your brand touch points on social media, on your website, your business cards? Because color means something. You can't just throw any color out there for your brand, okay? It doesn't work that way. It's all with a purpose, and it should be all intentional and strategic. So if you want to learn some things in order to influence human behavior with color, go ahead and check in below. Watch this video. Keep watching. Share. Tag some friends in the comments, especially those that you know that are in business and they're looking to grow and just improve on how they can do it. So let's talk about it today. We're talking about the psychology of color and design. So if you're curious to learn how to use color and visual experiences in order to curate an experience that will influence human behavior, go ahead and check in below. Check in. Let me know what brands are watching, what entrepreneurs and business owners are engaged in this. Please like and share. You know I always come with some goodness and some gold nuggets. So please share so we can spread the word and talk about the psychology of color. Into it. So obviously, I don't know if you all know this, but the human eye can see millions of colors. There are millions of colors, okay? There's all kinds of combinations. For example, you might say pink is a combination of red and white, but there's several different kinds of pinks. There's a combination of red, white, and purple, red, white, blue, red, white, and excuse me, orange. But pink has a wide variety of colors, and depending on which direction that you go in the color wheel, your eye may not be able to detect the change. And the strange thing is, if you go to another part of the world, let's say in Africa, they can see different shades of green than we can. So when we look at a color, we might say, hey, that's green. But in Africa, they might say it's blue because they see more blue tones in it. But the truth is, there are more colors than what our psychology can actually define. We can say green, blue, yellow, red, purple, pink, but there are some colors that are somewhere in between that we don't have a word for. And so we just automatically go to whatever color, you know, it looks like most. So there are millions of colors in the entire gamut, right? G-A-M-U-T. And a gamut is basically, if you multiply all the colors together, if you can think of the colors as numbers, right? Let's say red is, white is 0, and let's say the darker tones like black are Fs, and then, you know, you got reds are like 2s. If you multiply all the math of all the different colors, there are millions of combinations. So obviously, I'm not going to talk about all the colors today. I don't have enough time. I know you don't have enough time. You probably wouldn't watch if I went through a million colors in the spectrum. But we're going to talk about some of the top ones, some of the main ones that you see in some of the leading brands in order to help you understand the psychology of color. I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Let me take a moment to share my screen so you can see what I see, so you know I'm not making this stuff up, okay? All right, so there you see that I'm watching myself on Facebook, but I'm gonna move my Zoom bar, and I'm gonna come over here to this color emotion guide. This is a very popular color emotion guide, okay? And we're gonna use this as our guide for now, okay? All right, so as you can see, at the very top of the spectrum, you see the color yellow. The color yellow is the happiest color on the spectrum. So if you want people to be happy, then you want to use the color yellow. That's the reason why Nikon, even gold is considered a yellow. You got National Geographic, they want you to be happy about animals and exploring the world. IMDb is the movie database. They want you to be happy and enjoying movies. Sprint, Chevy, Subway, Shell, but biggest of all is, of course, the McDonald's brand, okay? The McDonald's brand has the golden arches. That's where Happy Meal came from. That's why the Happy Meal it comes in a red and yellow box. And you'll see that it's interesting that when you search on Google, let's see, what colors make you hungry, right? You can do this for your brand too. What colors make you hungry? What comes up? Oh my gosh, McDonald's and yellow and red are at the very top. So yellow, red, orange are colors that make you hungry. So it's no wonder that the golden arches and the entire McDonald's brand is red and yellow. Those colors literally are making me hungry right now. Of course, it doesn't help that I haven't eaten lunch, but still, I'm hungry now looking at yellow and red, but that's why you see Wendy's, In-N-Out, Pizza Hut, Burger King, who else we got? Golden Corral, all these food brands, even the brands that own them, like Yum brands, their logo is red and yellow. And they've got, you know, Applebee's and things like that, which also use the same combination of colors. So red and yellow literally make people hungry. So if you have a food brand, then you might want to just, you know, use red and yellow as a combination or somewhere in between. Of course, it doesn't have to be this, you know, bright red and yellow. It could be toned down maroons and golds. But the combination of red and yellow make people hungry. There's another combination that makes people thirsty. There's another combination that makes people happy. Another combination of colors that make people calm. So depending on how you want people to feel when they interact with your brand, you need to use this color emotion guide. Orange is the color of friendliness, cheerfulness, and confidence, okay? So if you want people to feel friendly and confident in your brand and you want to feel them more connected and personable, then orange is the way to go, okay? This is a really, really bright yellow, but it, like I said, this is from Help Scout. It says very specifically, yellow is the happiest color in the spectrum, okay? Red is the color of excitement, youthfulness, bold, right? And by bold, it can go in many different directions. It can also go on the bad side of the spectrum where, you know, red also is like an alert. It gets your attention, like stop signs. That's the reason why stop signs are red. In some countries, they're red and yellow. And I never really got that because I don't want to be hungry while waiting at a stop sign. But, you know, red is definitely the color that gets your attention and make you stop. And now when you see the color red, it's often associated with something that really makes you stop scrolling, to stop looking, to stop and pay attention. It could be a woman in a red dress or a man in a red suit or a red light at a stoplight or a red logo or a red sign in Madison Square Garden. I don't know, but red is definitely an exciting and bold color that will get your attention. And that's the reason why a lot of big, bold brands use red, including McDonald's, of course, but you've also got Netflix, Coca-Cola, Target, Ace Hardware. There's so many in between here. Nintendo, Kellogg's. There's a lot of red brands, and even more outside of this. Verizon. It's also a color of passion, right? Of passion and love, like red hearts. And a lot of times it's connected to that because red is kind of the color of our blood. And so blood is often seen as a source of life. And so people often get excited when they see that color of life kind of flowing through their brand or through things that they're interacting with, because it shows them that, hey, I'm passionate about something, or this is getting me excited. So if you're passionate about the work that you do, or if you're passionate about having a certain impact on the community or your audience or your clients, then red is a good color for you. Purple, which is one of my favorite colors, not my top favorite, but one of my favorite colors, is the color of creativity. This is where your imagination runs wild. It gets your brain flowing, and it's, of course, dead smack in between red and blue, hence the, you know, position in the spectrum. But It is often a color for creativity, imagination, wisdom, and even spirituality. So this is the reason why a lot of church and religious brands often use the purple color. And it's also, the color of some more somber brands and ideas and concepts like the Purple Heart. If someone get injured in battle, they will get the Purple Heart from the United States military. And it's because they gave up so much in order to, serve their country. And so in order to reward them, the United States government gives them a Purple Heart so that it stands out to let them know that, hey, this person is important. So it has some spiritual and personal significance as well, in addition to giving off the colors of creativity, imagination, and wisdom. Okay. And of course, it's also a mysterious color. That's the reason why it's often associated and even sometimes paired with green, to be used in things that communicate science, because it creates a level of curiosity. And that's why the sci-fi logo is purple. You got some other purple logos, like a lot of people prefer purple slime and things like that. Taco Bell also uses the color purple and the combination of red. And again, they try to get that excitement, that passion, that boldness in the flavors that they have, but also in the creativity in creating, Tex-Mex cuisine options. And even some of the breakfasts that they serve or used to serve. I don't think they serve breakfast anymore. But purple is a really good color that has very personal significance for most people. But again, every color has like a pro and a con. Purple, if you use too much of it, especially lavender colors, it can make people sleepy and make people feel like too relaxed. And it's not, but in the same way, that could be a good thing, right? Because if you want people to be relaxed and chill and to not worry, then that might be the color that you might give off. For example, that's the color that Adrian has for her brand for everyday occasions. She has the color purple on her website. Let me go to the link. Yeah, here we go. So she's got the color purple on her website because she creates events and event experiences, but she also doesn't want the bride or the groom or whoever the client is to worry about what's happening behind the scenes in order to coordinate their event. Okay. Now, Terry just asked a very important question. What about colorblind people? Colorblind people are individuals and persons who are unable to detect certain colors. And as a result, what might appear red for us might be purple for them, or what might appear green for us may be blue for them. They may not see it at all. There's some tones that may even be gray. So there are different levels of color blindness and different types of it. It still has an effect on the psychology nonetheless, because if they are able to perceive some colors, they still will feel the emotions associated with it. But if there's some colors that they cannot see, then they obviously won't have much influence on them emotionally. But at the same time, the color that they can see will still affect them. So it is important to consider what we call accessibility in what you design as far as your website and your content for people who might be colorblind. For example, if you want to send ads and campaigns or specifically do some outreach for them, then you might want to consider that. Or if there's a specific person that you know is colorblind, then you might want to send campaigns with colors that are more friendly to what their disability is. But at the same time, as a business owner, you can't really account for every colorblind person because, like I said, everyone has different varying degrees of colorblindness. So you can't put out an ad of something that's just strictly black and white. You can, but you can't put out an ad that specifically uses all green in order to make it blue for certain individuals, because now everyone else who can see the color will only see, the one that you provided. So you can't really accommodate for that. However, unless you know the person individually, you can send them very personalized content, gifts, collateral in order to reach out to them. But otherwise, you could be like Nike, right? And in a lot of their campaigns, they don't use color at all. If anything, they might use green. But for the most part, they use neutral tones like black, whites, grays, or grayscale. And a lot of brands do that, including Cartoon Network. And it's a very neutral, and it communicates balance and neutrality. And balance is very important, especially as an athlete, to consider when you're looking at brands. So you'll see a lot of athletic brands actually only have black and white logos. Let me see if I can name some. Adidas, Reebok. Reebok has, they often have a lot of apparel that's red and blue and white, but for the most part, they put black logos on their apparel. You've got Puma, Nike. There's a lot of athletic brands that use neutral tones like white and black, in order to communicate balance, which is often associated with athleticism. So when you see some of their ads, a lot of times they will shoot those ads in purely black and white or monochrome as opposed to in full color, unless it's for a very specific campaign. One of the most successful campaigns that they had was with Colin Kaepernick, and I believe that image was in all black and white. So black and white still can be a very powerful combination depending on the experience that you're trying to create. So I'm hoping that these colors in this color emotion guide will help you in understanding how you can create that experience. And I'll finish it off with green. Green, of course, is associated with growth, health, and peacefulness. Believe it or not, these two colors together, blue and green, were my original brand colors back in 2004 when I first started. I used very bright and vivid colors of these two when I first learned about the psychology of color, because I wanted people to trust me with their brand, and I wanted them to know that I was going to help grow their brand. And blue and green go together very well. Actually, probably not as good as blue and gold or yellow, but at the same time, that the combinations of colors can help you with communicating the value of working with you. So you have to be able to choose those colors strategically. And of course, you don't have to use them at their most brightest and most saturated color tones. You can also tone them down. For example, if you use grayer, darker tones of blue, and even get a little bit darker than that, it may communicate more of a luxury experience. Dark purple is often associated with luxury. Silver is often associated with luxury. So is gold. So if you want a premium experience for your clients, you want them to feel like they're getting a premium product or premium service, then you might want to use darker tones combined with a gold or silver, so that you can help them with understanding that, hey, when you come with us, you're going to get the best value. You're going to get premium service, a premium product, and you can communicate that visually as well as in your actual ads, content, and campaign. Let me go back to Facebook to see if there are any other questions that came up. If this information is good, please go ahead and like, share, and comment below. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and drop them down below. I'll answer them as best as I can. But I want to make sure that I covered this, because we have a lot of people who are developing and launching brands without consideration of color. Color should be a part of your overall content strategy, especially if you want people to feel a certain way when they're interacting with your brand and your brand touch points. You can't just go out there and say, hey, this is my favorite color, so I'm just going to run with it. If your favorite color doesn't adequately or effectively communicate the value of what you're trying to offer and the experience that your customers will have, you need to come back to this color emotion guide and revisit and curate a specific visual experience of how you want your audience and your clients and your customers to feel, and curate that experience with these colors, and even with some movement and with the sounds that they hear. You can create an overall experience that's going to get people to take action, right? So I'm going to look up something else just because I'm curious, not necessarily as a learning thing, but I'm going to look up what colors make you spend money, right? Sierra said she needs that. The calming effect of the cool colors is associated with the encouragement of spending more. So blue and green, right? All right. So again, that combination of colors that I started with, blue and green, wasn't on accident. It was intentional. So blue and green, the combination of those make people want to spend money, especially, like I said, the darker colors that appear like luxury, like navies, and darker greens, and the John Deere greens. Oh my gosh, John Deere green. If you see the John Deere logo, you know you're going to spend some money, okay? So you can search certain things like this, like what colors make you happy, what colors make you want to buy food, what colors make you want to, and I promise you, you'll get some results, and you can tailor the experience just like this for your clients and for your audience, in order to get them to change their behavior from buying and shopping with other brands who don't even care about what they want or what they're looking for or what they're feeling, to your brand where you actually care and empathize. And if you can empathize, you can curate a visual experience just like this and use these colors in your videos, in your products, on your labels, in your collateral, your business cards, in your social media content, etc. So this is a very important consideration when you're creating content for your brand. So again, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I hope that I answered most of them. And again, please share this video. If you know that there's some people out there that might want to learn about how to use color in order to grow their brand, and this is the place that they'll need to be. They need to come check in here. And I'm always happy to help everyone, especially if you're having a hard time in business due to the pandemic. I do offer strategy and clarity sessions to help you with that. If you're interested in that, just hit me up in the comments or send me a message on Facebook. Or if you have my contact information, just text me and we'll help you with this. But the psychology of color is extremely important and very fundamental in design. And then another time, we'll talk about other concepts and ideas to help you with balancing this with the other objects and elements that might be in the creative content that you're developing for your audience. So again, thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for being here today. Today, we talked about the psychology of color and how people really feel about your brand. I'm going to visit a couple more websites because I'm going to let people know how people feel about it. Obviously, Adrian's got it going on here with the blue and purple, with trust and calmness and creativity. Let's go see what colors on Katrina's website. So she's got blue and green. So people will want to spend money, right? They'll trust you. They'll feel calm. It's the color of life and growth. Yeah. So this is a good combination. And then of course we got some black to create a luxury and professional experience. It's almost like you're going to a premium car dealership, but instead you're going to a premium life dealership. I can make my life over so I can be epic. So if you got some other links in here, it'd be happy to have them here. If you have any other questions, again, go ahead and hit up my inbox. Thank you for rocking with your boy. Looking forward to engaging with you all next week. I'm here every Wednesday at 3:30 as often as I can. If I can, I'll let you know. But otherwise, I'm always going to drop some goodness to help you with accelerating your brand. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. Till then, be easy.